Hello, guys. Guys, honestly, just expect that I'm speaking to dead space, but in case someone's listening, hello. Um, this is, let's call it take three of this particular video. The live stream that went bonkers. I still want to talk about this, so I'm still going to just cover it. So, this is my reaction, my thoughts, just a few, well, an ad first for me on this bit of news that we have had recently. So, New York Comic Con happened. Was it Friday? Anyway, the Wheel of Time TV series, they had a panel there. And it was sort of a joint panel between the Wheel of Time show and the Rings of Power. So it's actually, I think it's a show of commitment, a show of faith and trust from the studio. Okay, is it a studio from Amazon Prime itself that they are taking the Wheel of Time seriously, despite all the bit of negative reactions from fandom and all that. Shows that they are willing to at least commit to this series, and oh, that warms me in my little heart because I actually really like it. If I just put aside any criticisms and any analytical thoughts, that may be running through my mind, I can just enjoy it for what it is. Pretty good story that I hope will become even better in ep 2, or rather season 2, and grow to be the kind of phenomenon that it deserves to be. Okay, this season reel is good. Before that, there were at least four video clips that were shown. Firstly, was a clip by Rosamund Pike, the actress, the iconic actress who is playing the ever iconic Maureen de Mordred. She's one of those fictional characters for the histories. She's very impactful. She's very impactful. So in this clip, she sort of reveals a few things about Maureen's arc throughout season. Firstly, she's going to be back in Carrion, which is interesting to say the least, because Carrion is where she grew up. Carrion is this part of the world that's House of the Dragon is currently the phenomenon that the world is experiencing. So you're familiar with the Game of Thrones, this sort of maneuvering the politics, all that, the things that everyone does to gain any power, to gain any foothold with the throne, with the rulers, or all that. Just basically the whole political maneuverings. We refer to that as the Game of Thrones. Now, a similar concept exists in the Wheel of Time series, although here it's called the Game of Houses, Days Daima. I'm probably mumbling that pronunciation, but Days Daima is the great game, the Game of Houses. It's played by all the politically savvy people in the world. Among them, at least the greatest players of maybe even the people who invented it are the Aes Sedai, the White Tower itself. They are the originators of it because they're very politically minded. They view the world as their chess set, and they really do maneuver people into situations and all that. But so basically, expect that it's played by most of the royal houses in or the royal families in the Westlands. I keep calling them the Westlands. I don't know if that is really accurate, but for some reason in my mind, I just keep calling them the rest of the Westlands, Randland or whatever. Um, but the most egregious place where Days Game at the Great Game is played is in Carrion. Is it Carrion or Kahayan? I think it's Carrion. Basically, everyone plays it, from the servants to the whatevers, and this really stifling place where they have these really stiff customs, very proper mannerisms and all that, and everyone has a dagger hidden in their back pocket. So you always have to be on your toes and all that and all that. And you know, she's a Damodred. House Damodred is pretty powerful in Kari, and at least they were. I don't know where they stand these days. Oh, she does have no, a niece or a cousin who is head of House Damodred currently. But House Damodred is pretty powerful. When she was a child, the throne of Carrion, the sun throne of Carrion, was held by Laman Damodred. Her uncle, I think, was married to the Queen of Andor, one of the most powerful nations in the land at the time. So she, no doubt, had a very interesting childhood, and one that I think, upon closer examination, probably left a few traumas in place. So that's why it's so interesting to think of her going back to this place of her youth to even, I don't know, to basically her life before she became an Aes Sedai, gave up her name and joined the sisterhood. And was from what I've seen of the season reel itself, you know, Moraine, she looks horrible. She just looks like she's breaking apart, like she's falling apart. Uh, she's going to be going through a lot of emotions in this one, because her, oh my goodness, she's been shielded, and it's a shield by Saidin, the male half of the power, which is tainted. And to a woman who has been channeling Saida for so long, you can almost sense it, that absence, that void that speaks of the other power. And you can, I don't know, there's this almost psychological this very intense disgust at even the idea of being close to Saidin. So imagine how it must feel for Moraine to just constantly feel this thing covering her whole body, and keeping the source away from her. Goodness. Oof. And she can't remove it, so she has to find a male channeler to actually remove the shield. So how is that going to work out? We don't know where Rand has gone. Maybe it's going to be Rand. Maybe they're going to find another workaround around, another way to remove it. But still, I don't, I don't envy her for what she's going to have to go through in this particular